What's up, guys? Welcome back to F4A. I have another movie review for you here today. I'm going to be doing The Pope's Exorcist. Now, I just saw this movie on Netflix, and I gotta say, overall, in general, I was actually pleasantly surprised. It wasn't bad. I just thought it was going to be like another exorcism movie, because there's dozens of them now since the original Exorcist that was made in the 70s. Now, just in general, though, this movie overall is not bad. I gotta say, it follows the written accounts of Father Amorth, a real person who was the Pope's exorcist of the Vatican. So real person, real title, and pretty much right in the beginning of the movie, he's called and he's essentially told that this person's possessed, and blah 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 blah. Turns out, from his perspective, the person wasn't possessed. They essentially were the person had a mental disorder. Which, okay, I'm glad you actually did that, rather than this being a full-on 12th century exorcism where you basically kill the person in the process, but say, I saved their soul. No, you kill the person. That's what, in his case, he's more down to earth and reasonable, and despite his past, because Father Amorth actually was a partisan in World War II, an Italian partisan, and if you don't know what a partisan is, basically he was a rebel. He fought against the Germans. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy in my opinion. And he actually had a very interesting life. If you actually look into his life, check it out. But back to the movie. Now, for the movie, it's based in the 80s, and it's based in Spain. So you'll see a lot of the Walkmans. You'll hear a lot of music that you actually do know if you grew up like I did and everything. You listen to a bunch of the older music because they actually was better back then. Now, then this family, they inherit a church in Spain. They have no money. They basically need to refurbish the church, and then they plan to sell the property and the church. That way they can get some money because they're broke. Their late father died in an accident, and he was the main source of income, and that's all they have left now. So right off the bat, the little boy in the family, he hasn't spoken because he was in the car with his dad, and he died. And the dad died next to him. He was, according to the story, he was impaled. That's a hell of a thing to see for a kid. Kid hasn't spoken for a year. The demons, according to the movie, feed off of your pain and suffering. And in this case, the case of the kid, he's very much in pain. He's very much suffering, and he starts to actually speak after he hasn't spoken in, according to his mom and sister, in a year. And then right off the bat, they start to notice there's something wrong with him. There's something off with him. And they take him to the doctors. There's physically and medically nothing wrong with him, but they can tell there's something off about him, because there's something very off about what's going on. And in his case, they call the church after he demands a priest in a demonic voice, throws the priest out, the local priest, out of the room, and says, wrong priest. He wants Father Amorth. And in the case of the Pope, he sends Father Amorth out there, and the movie takes a very interesting little twist on it, if all these records are actually true, because it turns out that demons, they had a lot to do with the Spanish Inquisition. I won't ruin the actual movie about that portion, but spoiler alert on that. Overall, the movie's not bad. It's not actually scary. It's more whoa, portions of it. Just, you expect certain things to happen, and they do happen. You can tell absolutely 100%, like I said, that the demon is absolutely feeding off of their pain and suffering, off this family's pain and suffering, and even though their sins have been forgiven, they still can't forgive themselves. And that's basically what's feeding this demon and empowering him. Overall, though, the movie is not scary. It's actually more of an action. In some cases, it's more of an action movie in some small cases, or a thriller, or a psychological thriller. But it's not scary. I do recommend you guys go watch this. It's called The Pope's Exorcist. Russell Crowe, I think, does a pretty good job in it, and he makes him a very likable character for even if you're not religious. But check it out yourself. Let me know what you think of it down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.